Hello boys, we are live here. We are live. Second, first round. Nafu भी है तो काउंटर हाउस नाफू भी आज अच्छे से देखना आज बहुत मजा आएगी मेरा लेवल बहुत बढ़ गया आज shout out to Dimension Gaming here. There you go Mr. Shubhang. नहीं लेवल इन द सेंस वो नहीं कि अपना जैसे असैसिन्स क्रीड में था सिंडिकेट में वैसा वाला लेवल देखो टॉप लेफ्ट में 14 है ना वैसा वाला है My abilities. Let's go. Oh.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
Demon, तेरे background में noise है?
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe.
हाँ मेरे को सुना ही आ रहा है like
Peculiar.
स्क्रीन पे सुना ही आ रहा है कि मेरे को नहीं पता
Really?
पर मेरे को सुना ही आ रहा है
What makes you say that?
देखो तो
रुक जा मैं स्क्रीन पे चेक करता हूँ
ना आई डोंट थिंक वो ये नहीं जा रहा ऊपर मीटर्स देखना है तो बताना कम कर बीजी नहीं आ रहा
ना आई डोंट नहीं आ रहा
गेम में इसका समझाऊं देख ये जो है ना ये जो लेफ्ट साइड वाला जो मेरा कैरेक्टर है वो एक बहुत ही पहुंचा हुआ डॉक्टर है टर्न्ड वैम्पायर किसी ने उसको वैम्पायर बनाया वो ढूंढ रहा है कि उसको वैम्पायर किसने बनाया और क्यों बनाया क्योंकि जैसे ही उसको वैम्पायर बनाया उसने अपनी फर्स्ट ऑफ ब्लड में उसने अपनी बहन को पी लिया बहन का खून बस यो जस्ट
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
Yes, I gave him
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
और
This
इस आदमी को पता है
disease
कि
spreads
वैम्पायर
and
हूँ मैं
looks like the Spanish flu,
इसलिए
but
तो हेल्प
its
कर रहा है
effects differ
मेरी
greatly.
कंडीशन को
The London
एनालाइज
strain
करने
is
के लिए
different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading and quickly.
Hello there,
If we
MEDIOCORE.
don't act, the whole city could be lost.
भाई
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity
ऐसा लगा
sitting right
झटका।
here in front of us.
जोर का
A
झटका
weapon
है
of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why you, my dear boy?
एक और
With
अकाउंट
your
है मेरे पास
expertise
जब का वहाँ से
and
भी
your
होगा
blood, we could
देखो
isolate the properties that
Nafu,
course through
hello.
your veins. Think
कोरोना
about the
ये
possibilities.
सोजस कोरोना
And why not? What did Stoker say about the children of the night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery.
अब समझा डीमन, मेरे को गेम का
Your
ऑडियो आ
mother
रहा
published the obituary this morning.
I see.
है. Never mind.
I'm sorry,
अच्छा
Jonathan.
गेम का है लॉल
Please accept my condolences.
लॉल.
लॉल नेवर माइंड भाई. क्लीन रख मेरी बहन का बाप. ये कर ले. मैं सबको मार लूं कि ठीक करूं. कि ठीक करके मारता. अब गाड़ी नहीं है.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
तो सारे ग्लास बॉटल मेरे पास, लेकिन पानी डालने के लिए बॉटल नहीं मेरे पास. और देखो
Good
Good evening.
Do you need medical?
I'm afraid.
Not on.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I'm quite.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be.
Then you are lucky that
I wish there's.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
I'm quite busy.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not
Just
use
बाजू में
dirty
खड़ा है वो.
tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
है.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical...
Do you know?
Despite what you think about...
Well, at least
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blooming idiot.
यार मार दूं क्या इसको? हरा के चढ़ाना होगा।
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear. Goody. Do you need medical? The proximity of the... Don't end that, is it? Goodbye, Mr. Chidana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Do you need... Our job...
That's easy for you to say, Doctor.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening.
Good evening.
Do you...
I will be fine.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick.
Is it डरी
Take
डरी लग रही है?
this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reid. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
एज को अल्टरनेट Yes. क्या बहुत ज्यादा मारता हूँ नहीं जा रहा हूँ नाइस Let's try new ability. Yo, Reid, yellow. Nice.
Sorry, sir. No admittance. Stop right now! Look at it! Fist... The leech has cleared! Die, Fanny!
तो 16 वाला 2 से मर गया डैमेज अच्छा है उसका
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Somebody help!
Who are you? What do you want?
लॉल
What do you want?
वो मतलब हेल्प कर रहा है।
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan
Dr.
Reid.
Reid.
I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun.
Oh, show
Thank you so much for helping me,
Nice.
Mr. Reid. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Shouldn't you go back?
Maybe later.
Who goes there?
ये वैम्पायर वर्सेस ज़ॉम्बी चल रहा है क्या?
वो भी सामने वाले छोटे वैम्पायर है, मतलब वो नहीं क्या, वो जो वाइल्ड वैम्पायर रहते हैं जिनकी वजह से रहती है वो। मैं काफी हाई क्लास मॉडल वाला हूँ, ये सब ऐसा गेम पता है।
लेकिन मर जाते ये लोग।
हाँ वो तो है ऑफ कोर्स। मस्त एबिलिटीज अपग्रेड की मैंने। बहुत सारे तो भी मेरा खून पी सकता है अगर मैं इंकारी नहीं कहता हूँ।
यही करो, आदान प्रदान करो खून का।
हाँ यही चाहिए। ओ और है क्या? अरे यार मेरी एबिलिटी चार्ज होने की है वो। एक सेकेंड तब मारेगा। पीछे में
अच्छा है, हेल्थ बार कौन सा है? ग्रीन है क्या?
हाँ ग्रीन वाला, रेड वाला ब्लड है और ऑरेंज वाला स्टैमिना है। डालता हूँ हेलो आपको। चार आ गए। What? पकड़ो उसे। What? स्टैमिना ही नहीं है। अरे यार ये मैं कंट्रोलर में नहीं आता, फटाफट से करना।
जब भी वो खून चूस रहा होता है तो बाकी देखते क्यों रहते हैं? अलग ही फेटिश है इन लोगों की। बोल रहा हूँ यस यू आर डूइंग गॉड्स वर्क, प्लीज कंटिन्यू। आई विल जस्ट वॉच।
18 सेकेंड और रेज।
ये देख रुक गए, बगल में आके एकदम देख रहा है पूरा व्यू लेके।
अरे यार इसलिए मैं पैरी नहीं कर पाता, उससे वाइट मार्कर नहीं है ना, तो मैं एक पे वो वाले फोकस नहीं कर पाता।
मेरा मॉडर्न वॉरफेयर क्रैश ही क्रैश हो रहा है. नाइस. गुड जॉब.
What the hell? हाँ अब नहीं पाना. ओहो ये नई चीज देखी मैंने. नाइस. अब समझा मेरे को कैसे यूज करना.
Well, Demon, I am going to the second channel क्योंकि तू अपना शुरू रख, मैं अपना बाकी बचा रहा.
हो गया क्या आपका? चलो
नहीं, मैं ऐसे ही कर लूँगा. Never mind.
Demon Nubra. Yes, of course. आप क्या कर रहे थे? काम कर रहे थे क्या?
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony. Avery, I leave you to care for my mother. I'm in no state to comfort her.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Avery,
Okay.
I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
बहुत रिच लग रहा है मॉकर वगैरह है.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your
Very,
loss,
very
Jonathan.
fine gesture.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night, and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this world for centuries, and time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
New chapter का boss, maybe.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Please, sir, can't let you through. I'd head back if I were you, sir. God wants me. Stop! Vampire! There's one of them! Watch yourselves!
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
Over there! It's one of them vermin!
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
Forgiveness.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Just know, I cared for her.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need us?
That would be...
If you
Thank you, sir.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Christina Pop.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reid?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Sorry, sir, now we're being too close. This one's tough. I shall fear no evil. Listen,
Ring, nice. This is not good.
This is despicable.
Yes, no, it's despicable.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Finish!
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you. Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity. The flower's dying. It needs water.
रुक अच्छा करेंगे इसको दे दिया इसको खा एडवर्ड स्वानजी इनके रूम में कुछ मिल जाएगा ना यस ऑफ कोर्स say locked
it's locked It's locked, all right.
Yeah, it's locked. I can tell. ऊपर नहीं जाना. Never mind.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this. Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
ये कौन सा करा हुआ है? बाहर 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 बचाओ, बाहर बचाओ। पटके जा रहे लौंडे, जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी। Get drop.
Damn it! Why is this so difficult every time?
Dr. Tippets. Ooh.
That is better. That is better. I will make it through one more night.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reid, any...
I know you're taking drugs, Corcoran. Why take such a risk?
I needed to endure the long shifts. We have no idea how long the epidemic will last. We can't let it win.
For God's sake, what are you thinking? How can you be so irresponsible?
Irresponsible? I am devoted to my work. I am doing this for all the patients who need our help. I cannot abandon them.
Can you tell me anything? Do you think... Nurse Brannigan has been recently accused of neglecting her professional duties. Tell me what you really think about it.
This kind of protest is nothing but elitist bullshit.
Elitist.
I trust Nurse Brannigan with my life. She has what it takes to be a great doctor.
Do you really think she could be the next Elizabeth Blackwell?
Believe me, Dr. Reid, a time will come when skill and skill alone will determine who can be a physician and who cannot.
Goodbye.
What?
What on earth happened here?
So many deaths.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage skal.
Would you care to partake in this meal with me?
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent. For there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
I've experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? A hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon.
But you still care for this bloody city.
It's locked.
You dig be nice.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reid, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier, I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here, like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Do you need medical help, sir?
I feel fine, Dr. Reid.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reid. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor.
The Pembroke Hospital, you said?
I'm not here for...
Miss Edwina Cobb.
What can you
I'm a businesswoman.
Gang member and shopkeeper.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
I'm not interested in a...
Fair enough.
Since my return from the war...
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
Hello. Hello, Mary. Hello.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking...
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
Why shouldn't I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife and his name means something round here.
Are you aware of what happened to him?
Yes. I'm sure he fought till the end and looked death in the eyes. The boys will mourn him. Except one of them, maybe.
Booth Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs.
Wow.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
Behind all your crude words and your attitude, I sense romance and a soft heart, Miss Cox.
Romance? I have no time for such rubbish. I use Booth like I use everyone else.
I'm sorry.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened?
I don't know and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the Wet Boot Boys, Doctor.
Wet
This is
Boot
our
Boys.
territory and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reid, when used properly.
So you decide.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
I'm looking for Mr.
The sad saint?
Yes, he was.
You don't say. Well, I suppose...
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again.
Can I see what you have?
As long as you have money.
Who goes there?
हेलो
हेलो
आवाज ठीक आ रही है क्या?
बट ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपके माइक पे हवा भी आ रही है जब आप बोल रहे हो।
अरे ये कंपनी वालों ने भेजा है ये हेडफोन और माइक।
ओह माय गॉड, ओह माय गॉड भैया।
रुक जा, इसका 3D टेस्टिंग करके आता मैं। 3D ऑडियो।
ओह ओके।
We'll be right back.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You best be off to your hunting then.
If the sewer dog is back and hunting all these poor folk, he needs to catch him.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady. Good evening, sir.
And what do you define as a stranger?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm
a man of sight.
What can you tell me?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham?
No.
Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect.
But it's my duty.
So, how exactly are you
I patrol late at night.
Can I help?
Actually, yes.
Are you asking me to pay?
If you wouldn't mind.
How do you...
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have.
Have you heard
of course. They're dedicated...
were you...
I did think about it, but I'm...
So you hunt...
Vampires are just like every...
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there... they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir. Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally.
Yes, you had...
I'm Dyson Delaney.
Surely you...
Sure.
Sounds like you were an...
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reid.
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake. I just